I'm 45, started playing tennis back in March 2026, so this is week 7 now, and I think this week felt different. Not because something suddenly clicked or because I played amazingly, but because I started noticing how tennis changes when you stop working on single shots and start linking things together. Up until now, I've spent a lot of time isolating things, forehands, backhands, trying to understand each piece separately. And that's been important because when you start from zero like me, everything feels unfamiliar. You need reps, you need repetition, you need time to even understand what a shot is supposed to feel like. But this week, I wanted to move beyond that, not into anything complicated, just something that felt closer to actual tennis. Switching between forehands and backhands, learning how to change grip on the move, trying to stay balanced while reacting. And I didn't realise how much harder that would feel, because when you're hitting one shot repeatedly, you settle, you find a rhythm, you know what's coming. But alternating changes everything. You're constantly preparing for the next thing, and I think that's where the real challenge starts. This session was me mostly using the Pongbot Pace S Pro to alternate feeds between forehand and backhand. Same pattern, same rhythm, over and over again. And what surprised me the most wasn't the shot themselves, it's how much happens between them, the grip change, the recovery, the small movement back into position. And I think that's why I started to notice why tennis feels so difficult sometimes, because you're really never finished. You hit one shot and immediately preparing for the next. And I realise I've probably been a bit slow in those transitions, not massively, just enough to make the next shot harder, and I could feel it. When I changed grip too late, everything felt rushed. When I moved too slowly, I was reaching. And there were moments where it worked, but not perfectly, but smoothly enough that it felt different. And I think that's what I'm chasing now. Not perfect shots, just moments where things connect, because tennis doesn't really happen in isolated swings. It happens in transitions. And I didn't appreciate that at the start. I thought improvement was about technique, but I'm starting to think it's about timing, preparation, awareness. And using the Pongbot for this makes a huge difference, because repetition removes randomness. It lets me stay in the same situation long enough to actually notice what's happening. And I think that's what I needed this week, more understanding. Then I moved on to serves, and serving just feels like the most honest part of tennis for me, because there's nowhere to hide. No rally, no reacting, no adjustment, it's just you standing still, trying to create something from nothing. And I think that's why it feels so difficult, because everything depends on timing, the toss, the rhythm, the contact. And if one part is slightly off, you feel it. I still don't think serving feels natural yet. It feels like I'm assembling it every time, trying to remember the movement, trying not to rush, trying to trust it. And I think that's probably normal at this stage, because I'm only 7 weeks in. But what I did notice this week was that slowing down helped. Not trying to hit harder, not trying to force it, just letting the motion happen. And those serves felt better, not perfect, just more connected. And I think that's becoming a thing for me. The less I force things, the better they seem to feel. And maybe that applies to more than just tennis. And I think that's why I keep making these videos, because I'm not documenting success, I'm documenting the middle part, the stage where things are messy, where you're still finding things out, where you don't really know what progress looks like. I think there's value in that, because I genuinely believe a lot of people over 40 think it's too late to start something new, too late to be a beginner, too late to look awkward while learning. I think starting later just makes you appreciate it. You notice the small wins, you care less about looking good, and you realise improvement is slower but maybe more meaningful. So this is me just documenting that, trying to get better, trying to understand the game, trying to see what happens if I keep showing up. And maybe that's enough for now. So if you've ever thought about starting something new, or you're already in that awkward middle stage of learning, let me know in the comments and follow along, and let's see where this goes.